playing as well as they are, you will not want to miss seeing their next home game in person. Baltimore comes to town for the first time to Metro Stadium. It's the next New York night home game. Call 1-800-GO-KNIGHTS. Get your tickets now. Or you can listen live here. Oh, look at Parkeet Scholl! This is ridiculous! That is another touchdown! Parkeet Scholl! I'm speechless. I can't believe this guy. I mean, look at the burst of speed at the second level.
4 down linemen for Louisville in what appears to be a 4-2-5 set. Coleman back to pass. Coleman pump fake, and then a sack. Rick O'Reilly with the big play to force the Houston punter on the field for the first time tonight. And for O'Reilly, that's sack number 7 on the season. O'Reilly, a monster on the inside. Big play there for the Louisville defense.
First and 10 of the 26, Marconi dropping the throw. And Marconi against the late blitz will go deep down the field, and that one is caught! Past Grayson Abarazzo. Shigeki can't catch him. It's a Mauler touchdown. The 3rd touchdown for Abarazzo in the game. And it just looked like the Legend defense kind of got tangled up. And Grayson went for the pick, and he over pursued.
That was just an outstanding throw by Rocco. I mean, he's 6'5", I believe. Yeah, he's 6'5", 225, long, rangy, strong, quick arm.
Rastelli back to pass. Rastelli going to the end zone. Pass is caught for a touchdown. Kendall Gilbert, and Baltimore's on the board. Give me some of that crab call. Baltimore cuts into their early deficit. Rastelli's got 6 touchdowns and no picks in the last 6 quarters of action. 2nd and 2 at the 40. Christensen will pass again. They are staying away from Kim. That ball, oh, it's belted up in the air, and Nick Nitro picked it off. That is tremendous defensive effort. Who dove in front of that pass? That was Aquantis Shine, who dove in front of the pass and knocked the ball up in the air. That was one of the best defensive plays I've seen in a long time out of Aquantis Shine. A.J. Levy, 6 seasons, all with Sioux Falls, the strong safety number 42. Chris Dodd, free safety in his 3rd season, wears number 49. Alex Parker and Nick Fargo, the linebackers, 91 and 92 respectively, as Rahman steps up in the pocket. Rahman gonna air it out deep, and Thomas Rahman's pass intercepted off the deflection by A.J. Levy. What a play by the veteran.
Well, you mentioned it, Cam. Levy and Dodd, probably the best safety combo here in the SFL. And Levy, a longtime veteran leader of this defense, comes away with his 6th interception.
So 4 receivers set here on 3rd down and goal. I guess this won't be a run. Christensen in the gun, looking towards the end zone, firing into the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. The Pride extend their lead.
What a throw by Christensen again. Has all day to throw and a post route. And that one, I mean, it's not bad coverage by Chappelle. It's just a perfect throw and a great route by Ken.
3rd down and 2 from the 12. Go Knights rings throughout Metro Stadium. St. Clair to pass. St. Clair to the end zone. Intercepted. Oh no! Joe Lynn picked it off. You gotta be kidding me. And 1 first down will give the Crabs yet another 1-possession victory over New York. 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line. Hand off to Overstreet, right side. Overstreet makes one man miss, and then another. And here goes Overstreet off to the races. Down the sideline, 20. He will be not tackled, and he scores again. 17th touchdown for David Overstreet. And Louisville has scored 19 straight points. And Overstreet is checking on the pulse of Oklahoma City.
Welcome to Washington, D.C., everyone. The D.C. Dragons are welcoming to town the Skyhawks of Carolina. Hey, everyone. My name is Damon Simmons, your play-by-play commentator tonight. And on the side of me is my main man, partner in crime, Mr. Eddie Gage. Mr. What Up, Dope? DC's weather today, 48 degrees. Sunny it is. And we have a sellout crowd here. Eddie Gage. Hey, partner, what's your takes on today's matchup?
Our takes on today's matchup so far is this weather, 45 degrees, man. I'm used to sunshine and shades, but over here it's a brisk 40-some degrees. Too cold for my liking, but hey, I'm up here in the booth with you. I got the heat on, got a great matchup. DC owns this matchup, 2-0 all time against Carolina. Carolina looking to get things turned around.
The last time these two teams matched up, Eddie, was in season 19, July 29th of 22. DC came on top, 35-14. The previous time they matched up was back in season 7. August the 3rd of 2016, DC won that game as well, 40-14. So let's see if Carolina can get out of this 14-point average versus the DC Dragons. Carolina has won the toss. They just decide to defer. They will be kicking the ball off to DC, who will be receiving the ball.
Why do you think most teams elect to defer, Damon?
I'll give you my reason of electing to defer. I want to see how my defense play coming out of the gates, right? That's one thing. Second thing is, not that I want to see how good the defense is, I want to see if we can stop you on your first possession, get a 3 and out, or either take the ball away from you. That's a stolen possession for me, right? And then I get the ball back at halftime. If I have the ball before the end of the half, I can easily put up points on the board and then get the ball right back in the second half as well to start. Here is the defense for the Carolina Skyhawks. At defensive end, Ryan Ray, Christopher Colin. Defensive tackles, Phil Hall, DJ Majesty. Linebackers are Danny Stinson, Mojo McLean, Shavaran Prasad. Cornerbacks are Tristan Hatley, Skippy Curtis, and Davidson Joseph. Your safeties are, I'll get to that in just a second here. Here's a handoff here to Kevin Say right up the middle. Kevin picks up 3 yards. Your safeties are Iberi, Amon, is it Eglin, sorry about that. Monty Wyatt and Lincoln Keenspeed. Get to the DC Dragons offense here in just a moment as DC comes out to the line of scrimmage. And a tight end flex. For a tight end flex, that is. Looks like a 4-4 for the defense, or is it 4-3? There's a cross the middle there. I thought it was a 4-4.
Talking to both these teams pregame, Damon, they both stated the same thing. Their main objective on defense was to stop the run and make the opposition one-dimensional. Carolina shows just how much they plan to do that by coming out with this 4-4 defense, bringing that extra defender down in the box.
And we've been seeing teams use the 4-4 quite a bit this season to start. Here's DC 3rd and 7 at their own 26-yard line. That's a Bass Energy, drops back, throws a rocket, got his man, and is picked up for a first down to Josh Gill down to the 48-yard line of Carolina.
Carolina with a golden opportunity to get off the field on 3rd and long. DC converts to keep the drive alive.
Sebastian Energy is the quarterback. Running back is Kevin Say and Chuck Stellar. Fullback Jay Balmer. Get to the wide receivers here in just a minute. We've already spoken of Josh Gill. Tight end flex out of I formation here. Handoff here to Kevin Say. Say is hitting the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
And you can see the dividends of that 4-4 defense beginning to pay off immediately as they have the safety down in the box, Damon. A yard off the line of scrimmage, no one to block him. That's an extra defender. Tackle, and down goes Kevin Say.
Wide receivers, Ronnie Shanahan, Mike Churchill, Josh Gill, Lauren Pococo, and Craig Westlake, all your tight ends. And here's another shot across the middle of the field. That pass is caught by Gill. Gill, 2 for 2 on the day.
2 for 2 on the day for 43 yards already in this young contest, and they have to find a way to contain that man and identify him wherever he lines up on the field.
That was a 16-yard pickup there by Gill on that reception. He's been all DC. First reception, 1 for 25. Twins here to the right of Sebastian Synergy. Two-step drive, dumps it off to Say in the flat. Say with the spin move and another one. He's going to pick up good yardage there. 5 yards there on the pickup. Down to the 28.
That reception by Josh Gill was his 251st on his young career, Damon.
251st. Isn't that what... No, I was about to say, isn't that what the receivers, the running back for Sioux Falls average a year? Split back here. Dump it off here to the fullback, Balmer. Balmer picks up the first down there, down to the 22. 6-yard gain.
I love that young man, Jay Balmer. He's very active in the SFL community. He's all over the place. That's Kevin Say on the flag.
Oh, that was Say. Okay. I thought it was Balmer. Okay, Balmer has the blue pads. Say has the white pads. I had it backwards. I thought the fullback had the white elbow pads. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought that was a 30. I saw 20. I thought it was 30. I apologize.
And Carolina is deep in this 4-4. They bring one. There's another out route to Say. Say gather his. No, that's the fullback there. Oh, that's Chuck Taylor. That's Chuck Taylor.
Tailback, yeah.
Oh my goodness, they confusing me today. It's too early for that.
Talking to Carolina coaching staff, they're gonna alleviate the 4-3 this week, and they're going strictly with the 4-4. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Eliminating the 4-3 altogether, going with the 4-4. That's pretty risky. Wouldn't you say? I mean, not versus the run, but versus the pass.
Look out.
Oh, that's pressure there, and down goes Sebastian Synergy to the 12-yard line.
Bend but don't break defense. As we see it here, the 4-4 again, a single safety high. That could be very problematic if the DC decides to deploy a deep passing game, but we'll see as the game develops.
Phil Hall on the sack. His first of the day. What do you think about Sebastian Synergy with that defensive line and linebacker face guard? It's like, that thing is not heavy to you, brother. It's like, the 3 wide receiver set here. Handoff here to Say. Say is jacked up right at the line of scrimmage, and he's met by none other than Mojo McLean.
Mojo McLean, another very active member in the SFL community. He's in Gen Chat and pretty much every other SFL server that does podcasts.
3rd and goal here for DC. Has been a pretty decent drive when they got Josh Gill involved. They come out here in the gun tray open. There's a post route that passes deflected away by Lincoln Kingspeed.
Kingspeed, the strong safety, and they actually had a touchdown there, but Sebastian Synergy waited about a split second too long to release the football, and as a result, it gives the defense time to close in on it.
Your Kingspeed was all over that one with the 1-guard face mask. Basically, it is his shoulder pad.
It did. That was Kingspeed's 40th all-time pass deflection, Damon.
Wow.
Hasn't been in the league that long, but he's already making an impact.
Yeah, he's a 5-season veteran. 2 seasons has been here with Carolina. And on come Party. Everyone just loves that name in the SFL. On for a 28-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up and it's good. Party has a 54-yard field goal earlier this season versus Houston.
53 was tough. And as much as they pay him, I see he missed a field goal. It must have been from beyond his field goal range because he's the highest paid kicker in the SFL, Damon.
Well, I can tell you what, the night he missed that kick, there was high winds in Houston. So not only did he miss the kick, but Sonny J missed the field goal kick as well that same evening, both kicking into the wind. And Sonny's missed attempt was a 50-yard field goal attempt. And Carolina will start off at the 24. Aerial shot of today's game provided by Dag's Drone Works. Aerial photograph and videography services for real estate events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Eddie Gage. Carolina comes out. New running back in town, Ike McBride.
Mm-hmm.
Comes over with his high power flying attack that Carolina loves. Starting at the 24, handoff here to the fullback. Hanzo breaks a tackle, and man, he gets big yardage out of that one. Down to the 39-yard line of Carolina for a 15-yard gain.
That's Hanzo's 24th carry on his young season already. Most fullbacks don't get that amount of carries in 2 seasons.
I mean, he is the offensive coordinator. Let me stop. But no, you're right. But Hanzo is a great addition to this Carolina's football team. I mean, you look at the running backs and fullbacks that Carolina has had in this season, in seasons past. When they had power backs, this team was outstanding and in the race to making the playoffs each and every season, especially when they had Johnny English, and down goes the quarterback, Matt South. Jose Fuentes last season switched from linebacker to defensive lineman.
And on his young season, Carolina has done a great job protecting the quarterback. That's only his 5th sack of this season, coming into this week 5th in the SFL.
Offense for Carolina, Matt South, quarterback, Ike McBride, halfback, and Hanzo's the fullback. We'll get to the wide receivers and tight ends in just a minute here. Here is South. South throws across the middle of the field, almost intercepted, deflected away by DeSantis, who's had 3 interceptions versus Houston a few weeks ago.
And DC was sitting back, had both safeties inside the numbers, DeMar. You got to throw that ball elsewhere, particularly outside.
If not, at least put some air underneath it. Chase Earl and Heath McDaniel Jr., along with Harish Prasad are your wide receivers. My goodness. Tight ends, Vince DeSantis and Xavier Solomon. And their lone offensive lineman is Chris Cross. Make you want to jump. There is South again, and he gets his man. And that's to Heath McDaniel, who comes away with that big catch.
And DC has to be disappointed with the effort they got from the secondary. They lined up deep, DeMar, but he gave them outside leverage. And I don't understand this. We see this every week in the SFL. You want to force those receivers to the inside where your safety help is. There's no one out there to back you up. And he got a free release. That's an easy completion for Carolina.
But what can the cornerback do if it's a post route to the sideline and your safety just can't get over there? That was a dangerous throw. That pass was knocked away by Peanut Say. Peanut has been having an outstanding season as well.
He is the best defensive back in my mind for this DC defense.
Oh, I thought you were say out the league. I was saying, whoa, that's big. That's big. That's big dog status coming from you. He maybe, is he still a pup in training?
Oh no, he's a dog, man. Come on.
He's a dog. Okay. Defense for DC. Defensive end, Jose Fuentes, John Gray. D tackles are Kano Fortson and Jason Bourne. Linebackers. We'll get to those guys in just a minute here. Here's a handoff here to Hanzo. Hanzo, man, my goodness, he was hit right at the line of scrimmage, broke that tackle, and picked up 4 yards.
When Hanzo got up off the ground and handed the ball back to the official, he walked back towards the huddle and told the defender, who I'm not going to name his name, weight room, young man, get in the weight room.
Nowadays, the young players coming into, football and basketball and stuff, they're starting to do the too short deal,
Yeah.
I wonder if we can see that here in the SFL. As a pass to the bottom of the field, that's a first down. Wow. Prasad comes away with that catch, and tackle made by John Patrick Levine.
That was 90 tight end slant, Damon. You seen a tight end on a slant route, the slot receiver on an out route. Most teams use that play and love it. I myself, not a big fan.
Neither am I. But I've tried it, but it doesn't get called for me. Here is Matt South, got a corner post. That pass is deflected away by Peanut.
They're lucky that ball was not intercepted, because the moment Matt South let it go, I thought that was picked.
Linebackers here for the DC Dragons. Declan O'Rourke, Riley Hughes, Saeed Gore, Fugu, Gaipan, Peanut Say are the corners, along with Daryl Bullock. Safeties, John DeSantis, Josh Vasquez, and John Patrick Levine. Here is Ike McBride on her first attempt of the day. She picks up a first down to the 24-yard line, an 11-yard gain.
An 11-yard gain. I'm kind of shocked to see that she's just now getting her first carry, but she made the most of it. Look at the blocking up front. Look at Hanzo laying out the secondary, allowing Ike McBride to pick up that first down. Great team effort from everyone involved.
You got to give credit to the O-line as well, holding up this massive D-line for DC. I mean, they have some heavy hitters over there. Both of their defensive tackles are both over 315 pounds. Combined for 637 pounds altogether. Oh, that pass is almost intercepted by the outside linebacker Gore.
Looking for tight end Vince DeSantis, ran a hook route. Not sure what Matt South was looking at because he stopped his route. There was no one open. 3 defenders in the area. You got to either throw that ball away or scramble with it.
You don't see scrambling much here in the SFL, but I do agree with you. You got to put that down, tuck it, and get out of the pocket. Ike McBride on her second attempt picks up 3.
Did you see the block that left guard Chris Cross gave the defender there, laying the wood and creating that big hole for his running back?
Unfortunately, I did not see it, but anytime you say crisscross, you got to say make you want to jump. You know, some people may not understand that, but you may have to go back and Google or YouTube music crisscross.
Before their time.
Exactly. 4 wide receivers set here for Carolina and Matt South. Ike McBride in the backfield with him. Ike McBride goes out. Post route is intercepted. And it looks like by DeSantis. No, it is Vasquez on that reception at a strong safety. Come away with that one-handed grab. That just may be the defensive catch of the year.
Yeah, and we've seen DC sitting back all game thus far. That's his first interception on this young season, Damon. And we've seen, like I said, them sitting back in coverage all game, giving them everything short, trying to take away the deep pass, and they make them pay there.
The worst feeling for any coach, OC, is you march down the field on a good drive and you get inside the red zone or right at the red zone and you throw an interception. Turn over your drive that you just had. That just breaks your heart. And here comes DC at the 27-yard line. Say it's hitting the backfield. And it looks like it may not be a Kevin Say day, as this defense is just all over Kevin Say in the run game, and that's DJ Majesty. Majesty has been around for 12 seasons here in the SFL, and this is one season stint prior to this one with Carolina.
And he came into this game 3 tackles shy of 1,000 for his career.
So he needs 2 more. Drafted by the Houston Hyenas back in season 6 expansion draft. And there's a catch right across the middle of the field to Lauren Prococo, and she comes up with an outstanding spin catch there that picks up the first down for the DC Dragons. Oh no, they're gonna call it 3rd and inches.
And speaking of milestones, Lauren Prococo with that catch now needs 4 for 200 in her young career.
Surprised DC is not challenging this one. I thought Lauren got across the marker there. But you know, we're so high up here in this stadium. They got us up in the nosebleeds broadcasting this game. We can't barely see. Here's Kevin Say. Say picks up the first down, spin move. You just may be off to the races. The 40, the 30, and no one's going to catch him. Yo, no touchdown. Kevin Say crosses Hollywood Boulevard.
63 yards, Damon, against this 4-4 defense. And the problem with that defense is hitting the edge. Anytime you can get a running back to the edge and that first man does not make the tackle, good luck finding support behind him because there is none. There's single safety high, and if he gets blocked up or gets stuck in traffic, you can cancel Christmas, Damon, because Kevin Say is going to be off to the races.
Cancel Christmas is what you're calling it now. Outstanding run there by Kevin Say, and I misspoken. Early in the drive, I say this may not be a Kevin Say day because what we saw, the defensive line basically was holding him and contained. And as you stated, if he gets outside and that first man miss, it's over when you're running this 4-4 defense. There's the snap, and Partey with the extra point attempt. And it's good, and DC goes up 10-0.
That 4-4 defense, Damon, it has pros and cons. The pros are there's going to be an unblocked man, right? You're going to get to the ball carrier. The problem is if that man makes you miss, like I said, that support is just not there. Single safety high, and you got to do your job to bring him down.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Matt South, his second drive or possession of the day. So far, Matt South, 22 yards and 2 for 7. Here is a handoff here to Sanzo. Sanzo picks up 3 yards.
Come on, speaking of the SFL, we currently have 50 people watching this SFL YouTube broadcast, but yet we only have 17 likes. My people, support the league. Ring my doorbell before you come inside. Wipe your feet. Smash the like button.
And turn the light off on your way out. Hand off here to Ike McBride, and Bride is hit and stood up right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give it 2 yards there.
3rd down and 5 coming up. A big 3rd down for Carolina. I know it's only the first quarter, but you're already down 10-0. You want to give your defense a break.
Matt South numbers there.
Wins
to the left, and off to McBride. McBride is hit right at the line of scrimmage. My goodness, where did that truck come from? I'm trying to see, was that 57 on the hit?
It was 57. That's going to be Saeed Gore on the tackle, and if he doesn't make that tackle, that's going to be a 1st down Carolina.
And Carolinas have to punt. They're going to send out the punter, Grande, to kick it off to the Dragons. And as that punt is kicked, that is going to be the end of the first quarter after this play here. And switch fields, Eddie Gage.
Now flip the side of the field, Damon, and they're going to turn around and go the other way. That's one thing I hate, especially when you're down by the 20 or inside the 10. I got to walk all the way down the other side of the field. No thank you.
You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on the SFL YouTube network. And also, Ed, as you were stating earlier, that hitting that like button, it also helps the league get generation through the YouTube algorithm.
Yep.
Here is DC, Sebastian Synergy. Nice catch across the middle of the field. That pass is caught and completed for a 1st down for the young receiver, Ronnie Shanahan.
One of the things about Sebastian Synergy that I'm sure this coaching staff loves is his completion percentage. He came into this game 78.3 completion percentage. That's 4th in the entire SFL. That keeps your defense on the sidelines well rested, your offense on the field, and wow, it's just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he had a game earlier this season where he only had 1 incompletion the entire game. Like, where do they do that at? You know, here's Kevin Say again. 7 with a juke move. He's tackled and brought down by a host of Skyhawks. I keep on saying Seahawks. Second and 7 here for Sebastian Synergy and the DC Dragons. Underneath the center, calling the signal. No audible here so far. Hand off it to Say. Or to the halfback there. Say going to pick up a few more yards. Get down to Carolina's 39-yard line. That is a...
The man with that carry, he now passed former Seattle running back Zach Sandlin for 33rd all time in carries.
6-yard
Congratulations.
gain on that pickup there. Handoff here to Say. Say bounces it outside, picks up the first down to Carolina's 33 on a 6-yard pickup.
I know we just hinted on it a moment ago, DeMar, but this DC offense at times, when it's going, can be a thing of beauty. You get the run game going, you get the short and intermediate pass game going. Every now and then they sprinkle in a deep ball, and that's how they manage to remain on the field for so long and dominate that time of possession.
Yeah, you're right. They've basically been having both of the 2 previous drives have been long drives. Here's another handoff here to the halfback. He's hitting the backfield. Kevin Say again on that one. He's going to lose 4 yards.
It's going to set up a 2nd down and 14, and just as I praise them, they find themselves in 2nd and long. Favors a passing situation, which you need to be careful with against this vaunted Carolina D-line.
Getting pressured by Carolina now from that strong safety spot. King Speed came in untouched.
King C today reminds me of his first season in Lone Star when he made a name for himself. He's playing like that today. And look how close these corners are playing up on these receivers on 3rd and 17.
Watch out for the guy on the bottom because he's playing on the inside. If that receiver goes to the outside, now nice pressure.
Right up the middle. That pressure came. And Sabaz did not have time for those routes to develop, and Phil Hall brings them down.
So after picking up the first down, DC is going to be forced to punt the ball here. The defense for Carolina stepped up, especially that defensive line. Eddie Gage stepped up, put pressure on the run game, had a few tackles for loss. DC's at 4th and 22 after getting that big sack on Sabaz Synergy. Here's the punt attempt. Fair catch right at the 12-yard line. The SFL would like to recognize some staff who operate mostly behind the scenes to keep the league operations during the season. Corey Minner handles all stats entries on our website. Liam Crowder keeps the site up and running across the globe. Rachel Costin prepares all the box scores and statistics, and Mark Lopez running point on tech support for those books. Here is Ike McBride. McBride picks up 1 yard there. Check back next week for more staff shout-outs helping to keep the SFL the best operation in sim sports.
I hope Ray is not watching this game tomorrow, because if she is, you're probably going to hear from her.
I don't care. I know I messed her name up. She messed mine up too. Before. Let me stop. Here's Matt South that passes. Wow. I thought that was going to be picked off, Gage.
So did I. Wow, talk about bringing that ball in and bailing out your quarterback. That was an ill-advised throw, but Solomon brought it in.
Yeah, Solomon, the rookie tight end, number 2 tight end on the team. Wow, what a grab. 3 wide receivers here for Matt South. South on the 7-step drop. Steps up, and South goes down. On the sack is Kano Fortson.
No, too many defensive tackles that wear that. You see, he got the elbow protection on. I don't know too many defensive tackles who put that kind of gear on. Yeah, there you go. No, that's reserved for like corners and receivers and,
running backs.
Skill positions.
Skill position guys, yeah. 3-2 defense on this 4 wide receiver set here for Carolina. Looks like South is caught in an audible twist on the D-line. That pass is caught to Prasad for the first down at Carolina's 41-yard line for a 22-yard gain.
And what a time they brought the safety who was high about 15 yards off the ball down toward the middle of the field, anticipating a short route, not sure why. It's 3rd and 17, and Harish Prasad makes him pay.
And Matt South got a little pressure there. Probably was hit on the throw because that ball came out a little wobbly.
Remember when Harish Prasad won the All-Star game by catching one ball for a touchdown, and he won the MVP?
Really?
Ike
don't
McBride
know.
got hit kind of weird there, and I'm surprised he got up.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, wait a minute, did she just get speared in the side or the back or something?
Harish Prasad was holding his breath. Please get up, Ike.
5-step drop here by Matt Sal. Slants. Wait, this young fella got another catch. Solomon, what you doing? Was that ball tipped and bobbled?
Xavier Solomon
At least that's what it looked like to me.
It was actually 50Z tight end cross, and Xavier Solomon is showing why they moved up in the draft, traded up, and drafted him 3rd overall.
I thought that ball was tipped and bobbled, and he caught it. I didn't see him catch it in stride like that. Here is Ike McBride. McBride, nice shoulder charge there. Picks up 6 yards, down to Washington's 34-yard line.
Nice job clearing the path for Ike McBride on that carry.
Four defense here for DC. Handoff here to Ike McBride. McBride picks up the first down.
And again, Ike McBride not touched until she reached the 2nd level. This offensive line is starting to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, they are. And you saw that the linebackers were kind of spread right there in the middle. And she took advantage of that gap. Got nice blocking from the offensive line as they had and held up the gap assignments. And that hole that the linebackers left open, she hit it hard. Now the linebackers are shifting towards the strong side of the defense, and it looks like this is where the play is going to go. Right up the middle to Sanzo. Sanzo, man, he just runs so hard. Those legs are just moving and turning and trucking. 6-yard gain there by the fullback.
And credit goes out to Matt South there. I know it's a run play, but he saw the defense. He was just talking about those linebackers shifted to the strong side, called for his fullback to run up right at the middle of the field. Two tight ends.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We thinking the same thing. He's like McBride. McBride just runs over the Sanchez. Check his heart rate.
You hope his parents stepped away to use the restroom or grab some popcorn or something, because it just took about 2 seasons off of his career.
My goodness. Send him to the shadow realm, as T-Roy Gaines would say.
I wasn't going to say his name, but you just went ahead and put it right on out there.
Oh, I'm going to blast you. Hey. You got to make the tackle, man. 5 wide receivers set here by Matt Sal. There's a catch on the play. Down to the 5-yard line. He's slow getting
Chase
up.
Earl, first catch of the day.
Chase Earl has been having a season as well.
He actually is tied for the league, tied in catches for his team with Ike McBride coming into this game. That was his 19th of the season.
Single left formation here. Handoff here to McBride. McBride is hit right after picking up the first down. We're going to give him forward progress.
Had help not come, I hope we can get a replay of this, Damon, because Ike McBride trucked someone. It was a stalemate, but she was still on her feet and was about to score when help came to bring her down.
Split back wing jokers. There's a catch for a touchdown to the number 2 tight end, Xavier Solomon.
90 tight end swing strong. That's one of DC's favorite plays to get Percoco involved. Carolina dials it up, and now they get their first point to the board here late in the 2nd quarter.
Nice drive there by the DC Dragon. I'm sorry, not the DC, the Carolina Skyhawks, after forcing DC to punt the ball in their last possession.
We got ourselves a ball game now, Damon.
And here comes Malone Brown for the extra point attempt. And Malone is a little thick something. 5'10", 260, man. That's a wide load, brother.
How was he able to get his feet above his head to get those punts and kicks off?
I know, right?
That's a torn hamstring waiting to happen.
Carolina just shortens the lead gap of DC by 7 points on the board on that drive there. Here is the DC Dragons on the return. Juke move, stop right at the 20-yard line, and this is where DC will start their drive.
And DC's going to get an extra possession here as they would tackle with 2:01 left on the plate on the game clock. So they're going to get a free play here before the 2-minute warning.
Impact Monday on the SFL YouTube. Monday night, the budding rivalry between Indianapolis and Minnesota writes its third chapter with the first place and the Central Division on the line. Here is a bad synergy, 2-step, 3-step drive, dumps it off to the wide receiver Churchill. Churchill picks up 6 yards there. That's going to be the 2-minute warning there. Catch Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp on the call and recapping all the action on this week in the SFL starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. All excitement is on Monday, only on the SFL YouTube. Bunch formation here. Watch out for the tight end Prococo down here to the bottom of the field. Looks like a 3-dog tee here by the defense.
It is.
And that's going to be a pass here to Churchill. That's the second reception on this drive.
That shows you how much respect Carolina has for Lauren Prococo.
It had to come
Double
out
covering a tight end.
Yeah. 1:35 left on the clock. Hand off to Kevin. Say up the middle. Say is met right at the line of scrimmage by outside linebacker Mojo McClain.
And that's a great example of why Carolina elected to use this 4-4 defense. Brought pressure up the middle. Kevin Say had nowhere to go. You got an extra guy to account for in the blocking game for this offensive line. They could not do it. And now Carolina's going to get a chance to put up some points here before this half ends. If I'm them, I'm calling a timeout, Damon.
I would too, yeah.
Because DC's going to milk this as much as they can.
They sure is. They're going to play great clock management here by DC. Poor clock management by Carolina.
High snap, got it off.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, they was going to get this ball right about 45 seconds left on the clock. I mean, that's still pretty good time, but you just think about if you still had a 4 minute plus in your back pocket, you know? Pretty great game so far. Seen some nice offense from both teams. Defense as well. DeSantis with an interception in this game. Right in the red zone for the DC Dragons. 4-2 nickel for the Dragons. 90 all slants for the offense. That pass is knocked away. He took a shot to the chest. Harish Prasad, that is.
Yeah, and in that situation, Harish Prasad has got to do his quarterback a favor and shorten that route out, Damon. He's running 90-yard slants, and the defense took a while sitting back there thinking they were in cover 12, it looked like. Shorten that route out, make the slant between you and the quarterback that much shorter, it's going to be a completion.
Mm-hmm. Tight end on each side of the line. And off here to McBride. McBride picks up 2.
The defensive tackle for DC, Kano Fortson and Jason Bourne made that play happen.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 8. Can Carolina convert for a first down here or get on DC side of the field? And it's 3rd and long.
If they convert here, look for them to call a timeout.
Look at the corners. The corners are playing towards the outside. They're going to give the Carolina receivers the inside. That pass is tipped away. I want to say that was Josh. No, it wasn't Josh Vasquez. That was Peanut Say there.
Yeah, it was Peanut. And that ball should have been intercepted. Had both hands on it, Damon, but unable to come down with it.
I agree with you. Clock stops, 35 seconds. Carolina has to punt. From their own 39, DC should get this ball probably right around their own 30 as well. Punts from the non-contract players are normally around about 30, 35 yards. They're going to get it right at the 25-yard line, 26 to call it. We have a game update. We're going to take it back to the SFL studios with Cameron Irvine. Cam, take it away.
Thank you, Damon. First quarter has been all about Charleston's defense. Jack Whitmore, 2 interceptions near the end zone. Charleston has 10 yards of offense in the game, though. Baltimore leads 3-0 in a defensive battle in Maryland. Back to you guys in our nation's capital.
Here is Sebastian Energies, takes a step back. That pass is going to be caught incomplete, but there's going to be a penalty on the play. I didn't see because I was looking at the game break. What did you see there, Eddie? Was that an encroachment?
I didn't even see where the flag came from, Damon. It came late.
Personal foul.
Oh, it's a late hit.
Roughing
the passer. I just saw it in the replay. And that ball was long gone. That's a terrible decision. You just can't make that mistake. DJ Majesty, come on, bro.
It looks like DJ Majesty. And Majesty, he's a hard-nosed guy.
Oh, you know what? Looking at the replay, Damon, his head is down. He doesn't even realize the ball is out.
I agree with you. So we'll slack up on Majesty on that one. He didn't know that the ball was out of the quarterback's hand.
Now, sometimes the referees will help you with that, and they'll yell out, "Ball's out, ball's out."
3-3 here from the defense. Kevin Say gets the ball. He's going to hit right at the line of scrimmage. DC's going to go no huddle here.
Great tackle.
That sure was. Open field tackle, too. All by himself. On an outstanding running back like that. Tackled and bounced. Didn't get out of bounds. They had to stop the clock.
They're going to call a timeout here. So we're going to have a Hail Mary coming up, Damon, to end this first half. Man, look at DJ. Look at Sebastian Energy. Like he been in the weight room. My goodness. Is that a quarterback or an inside linebacker?
Jacked up DN. Which one? Hail Mary formations. A lot of coaches don't like coming out in Hail Mary formations, man.
I'm one of them. Look out. Oh,
and there's a sack, and I'm one of them as well. And I love to give away the sack instead of passing that ball and throwing a pick.
Neither one is good. So I don't want my quarterback to get hurt either. They're gonna take it to the half, Damon. We got ourselves a 10-7 ball game here at the half. Both teams doing some productive things on offense and defense. DC teams to be dictating the pace of this game. Carolina had a drive going that resulted in a touchdown, but other than that, their offense has it's been pretty much inconsistent, Damon, but here they are finding themselves only down by 3 on the road. Highlights galore. Kevin Say getting going. This DC offense with the short passing game has been pretty consistent. Very impressed with where they look so far. Matt South is only completing 50% of his passes right now. 7 of 14 for 84 yards. Yeah, like I said, despite his 62.8 QBR, Carolina in DC finds themselves down only by 3. Me personally, I'd like to see them get Chase Earl involved a bit more into this offense. He's only had 3 targets, 1 catch for 9 yards. Big acquisition for them. They brought him over from Louisiana. He was their bell cow on offense last season in terms of the passing game. But so far, he has been pretty much kept in check here in the first half. So here we kick off the second half. Carolina's going to get the ball. Harish Prasad with a kickoff return in week 1. But DC bottles him up. He's going to be tackled at the 22-yard line. What up, though, Cam? Sometimes it calls. Got to be ready at a moment's notice. Yeah. Oh. They've been very balanced on offense. I just like to see them take less shots toward the middle of the field, where DC seem to have game plan for them very well thus far.
Apparently I was muted, bro. Helping out Damon Simeon shortly. Duty calls, and apparently the mute button also calls. Cameron Irvine back here at the studio. 15 runs, 15 passes for Carolina in this game. 12 runs, 12 passes for DC, as that pass is hauled in by Vince DeSantis for a 4-yard pickup. It'll set up a 3rd down and 6. That's DeSantis' first catch of the day.
3rd down and 6, an obvious passing situation, Cam, and Carolina needs to be very careful here. They got the quarterback sacked a couple of times in the first half, and with this being a passing situation, got to be careful.
3rd and 6 for South. South fires over the middle. That's hauled in. DeSantis again, back-to-back catches. Now down to the Carolina 39-yard line, and Skyhawks move the chains.
Back-to-back catches for DeSantis. As you said, they've been getting both tight ends involved here in this offense, spreading the ball around. No receivers pretty much dominating this game. It's been a team effort by everyone.
Ten minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Carolina on the move. Saeed Gore leads the team in solo tackles with 4 for DC's defense, as McBride picks up 5 yards.
And more of the same from the first half, Cam. They continue to spread the ball around. Both the tailback and the fullback getting involved. They're spreading the ball around to all the receivers, including a second tight end. Makes it very hard to game plan for.
Hanzo got him going early on the ground. 4 carries, 27 yards. There's been a lot of McBride recently, and she is hammering this Dragons defense. Picks up another 1st down to midfield, and these have been long, time-sucking drives, Eddie, all day.
All game long, Cam, and the left guard, it wasn't necessarily a crushing block, but it was just enough. Chris Cross, 6'6", 330, the rookie, undrafted, Cam, so far has made a good showing of himself.
Carolina's 5th possession, they've either gone 12-plus plays or they've gone 3 and out. 2 3-and-outs, a 12-play drive, and a 13-play drive. This is play number 6, so you can tell where that may be trending. 2 in the backfield for South, hands it off to McBride once again. Schultz stays patient to the right and picks up 4 yards. Nice job by Ike.
Looking like former Pittsburgh Steeler running back Le'Veon Bell in that carry. You know, not too often you see Ike run to the outside, but he showed speed and patience despite the A-gap being locked up. She got outside and picked up a nice gain.
We won't do a game update because I'm literally here. Let you know what's going on in the Baltimore game. The Vultures have outgained Charleston 183-6, but Charleston just blocked a field goal, and they're still only down 10-0. Despite their offense doing nothing. 3rd and 1 here for Carolina.
Charleston's defense has played well all season, Cam. Big 3rd down.
3rd and 1 for the Skyhawks. Hand off to Hanzo, and Hanzo picks up the 1st down. 3rd down conversions today for Carolina, now 4 for 7. Was tied with DC earlier, 3 for 6. This game is basically even.
It is, and Carolina has had great success in this game so far when they stayed ahead of the chains.
Carolina actually slightly outgaining DC up to this point. Just 1 turnover in this ball game as South flips it out to Harish Prasad, picks up 7 to the DC 31-yard line. That's play number 9 of the drive.
And that's the second time we've seen Carolina dial up that 90 tight end slant play. That play is designed for the tight end, but DC did a great job of taking that away, and it's the second time. Also, they've elected to dump the ball off to Harish Prasad instead on that play.
Two backs in the backfield, two receivers. That's Earl and McDaniel Jr. Handoff to Hanzo, and Hanzo puts the juke move in slow motion on someone on that defense. That was crazy.
6 feet, 245 pounds. You shouldn't be able to make such a move, but Hanzo did. Like you said, it took him about 20 minutes to execute it, but it was effective.
That kind of sounds like my build, and I think it'd take me 30. First and 10 at the 27. McBride picks up 4 to set up a 2nd down and 6. This Skyhawk offense, which, Eddie, typically is not known for its patience, has put together a pretty nice game plan here today against the Dragons.
They remind me of Vegas. Not quite as aggressive, but they're close.
Today, extremely methodical. 2nd and 6 of the DC 24, trying to take the lead. Handoff to Hanzo, his 7th carry. He's pushed forward. And that brings up another 3rd and 3. Again, Eddie staying ahead of the chains with under 6 to go in the 3rd.
Another 3rd and manageable situation right here. Let's see if DC flips the script and becomes a bit more aggressive here trying to stop this 3rd and manageable situation.
3rd and 3 at the 21. 3 receivers, all to the short side left top of the screen. South under center, takes 3 steps back, throws a deep ball to nobody, and that's a terrible way to end a long drive. Just an ill-advised throw from South. A panic throw ends the series.
Here's a 3-step drop, and that ball is meant to come out once that back foot hits the turf. No one can get open. The receiver, Harish Prasad, actually got bumped off his route. That ball got to go elsewhere because they had a receiver wide open on a 3-yard out route.
So it's up to Malone Brown for the first time today to tie the game. 38-yard field goal for the right-footed kicker off the left hash. That boot is true. 10-10. Carolina takes a long drive, turns it into points for the 2nd time in as many possessions. And
14-play drive, Cam.
Skyhawks would have liked 7, but I think they'll take the 3 and burn half the quarter in the process.
Defense is well rested.
Yeah, keep this game moving.
You like 7, Cam, but like you said, you're happy to get 3 on the road.
Ronnie Shanahan on the return for DC. Interesting to it's not often all 4 teams from the same division playing all at the same time, so it's interesting to get a look at all these squads.
Yes, it is. And, wow, like you said, impressive job by Charleston's defense, but their offense got to give them a hand.
They have been 53 yards on this drive. They are in scoring position, but, man, they're bleeding clock, too. That game's almost to the half. We got some unders going on here this afternoon. Shabazz Synergy, 10 of 12, 110 yards, no touchdowns, no picks on his day. His pass is hauled in on the far sideline by Mike Churchill, who's been a big part of this offense in the first month of the season, brings up 2nd and short.
Mike Churchill had 2 defenders over there in this area, but they weren't playing man. They were just kind of zoning them off, trying to keep them away from the inside.
Mike Churchill, recently interviewed by Ashley Jackson on PGI and This Week in the SFL. That's coming to Next Level Sports. Ashley Jackson could get some TV love coming up in the next couple of weeks. And Kevin Say breaks through past the 45 down to the Carolina 43-yard line. Say's up to 98 yards, and DC's got a first down.
And I want to say about 90% of those yards came on 2 rushing plays, Cam. And me and DeMond talked about it in the first half. The 4-4 works great because it's impossible for the offensive line to account for every defender as they bring that 8th guy down in a box. But if he makes that first man miss, there is no help behind him. It's going to be a foot race to the end zone.
Say up to 92 yards on 13 carries, has the touchdown. 1st and 10, carry number 13. Nice trap play inside, picks up 7. Wrapped up by Kingseed and Wyatt at the end.
And I like that play design, Cam. They brought the guard over to help block the linebacker, and there was no one behind him, and Kevin Say took advantage of it for 7 yards.
2nd down and 3. It's been mostly Kevin Say on this drive, but Synergy will drop to throw wide open at the top of the screen there. Chuck Stellar with his second catch gets the ball up to the Carolina 25, and both teams are moving in this third quarter.
Yes, far jacks, Cam, and you got two tight ends on the field. You got both running backs running out to the flat, giving you a lot to think about. You want to respect the deep passing game, but you also have to also account for the fact that you got slower receivers on the field, so you got to get a bit closer to the line of scrimmage if you're a defender.
King Seed leads the team in tackles, actually 3 tackles for loss today as well. Say is going to get bottled up at the line of scrimmage. That's Stinson there on the stop.
You know, Carolina has impressed me a bit since bringing back Hattori Hanzo to coach this offense. And today it looks like he's trying something a bit different, not trying to get so aggressive, and they're keeping themselves in this game, limiting turnovers.
4 receivers, 3 to the left of Synergy. And Synergy fires it outside, nearly intercepted. That was intended for Mike Churchill, but Davidson Joseph jumps the route and forces DC into a 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, he actually over-pursued the football, Cam, and had he just been a bit more patient and just trusted his eyes, that could have been a pick 6.
This is the 7th play of the drive, the first 3rd down of the drive for the Dragons. And they go 5 wide out of the shotgun. Dime look for Carolina. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Synergy to pass. Synergy going corner route. It's caught despite the big hit at the end of the play at the 11 by Mike Churchill. DC in the red zone.
DC in the red zone, and I thought that was going to be a kill shot, Cam. They had Churchill bottled up, and I thought he's going to get a shot to the ribs and jar that football loose, but great job by Churchill holding on to it. Both teams with long drives here to start the 3rd.
8th play of the drive here for DC. They had a 12-play drive on their opening drive, a field goal, but haven't had a longer drive than 8 plays since. Churchill with another catch. He is working the Skyhawks defense, this time for a 7-yard variety. Stinson on another stop.
Pair slot right, 90Z quick out. That's an Atlanta Swarm special. A lot of teams have taken that pass and included in their own playbooks, and it's very difficult to defend.
Churchill up to 5 grabs for 38 yards, catching Gill in yardage, 41 on 2. Handoff up the middle and closed down by Phil Hall, who's been a beast today, Eddie. 6 tackles, 4 TFLs, and 3 sacks.
The center and the right guard both got blown up and knocked about 2 yards back into the backfield, left Kevin Say with nowhere to go.
We'll get Damon Simeon back in here at the end of this drive. He has returned to a 3rd quarter that is entirely evaporated since we've had almost 0 clock stoppages. That pass is dropped by Gill, and that leaves 4 points off the board, shockingly, for the Dragons.
And it looks like Gill had alligator arms there. Can't look at the replay. I'm not sure. Maybe he thought a safety was over the top, but he wasn't. He had one-on-one, and he was unable to bring it in. Looks like he made a business decision. It was a bad one.
Damon Simeon, back to you, and back behind the curtain I go.
Thank you, Cameron Irvine, for stepping in as I had to step away. Here's Party on the field goal attempt for 22 yards. That one is good. Call it 21. Nice drive there by the DC Dragons. Go ahead, Gage.
Both teams, Damon, you start this 3rd quarter, like Cam said, very long drives that ended disappointingly in field goal attempts.
Absolutely agree.
So DC's going to retake the lead here and kick this ball off with 1:48 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Here is Prasad on the return. Prasad's going to be tackled and brought down to the 24-yard line. Miss any SFL action? Want to fast forward your SFL experience? Check out highlights of SFL games on the SFL YouTube channel and on Highlight Nation provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlights Nation and Victor's Violin on YouTube for all your college football and basketball highlight needs. Here is Matt South underneath the center, gives it to Sonzo, and has a big hole as he picks up the first down after going down to the 36-yard line.
Demond, it is not all too often in sports, particularly at the pro level, you see a fullback run up the middle, no lead blocker in front of him, and he's not touched until he gets to the secondary.
I can't remember seeing a fullback, have a good run like that in any pro sport.
Up the middle, no lead blocker.
Not getting touched after 10 yards? I cannot recall.
That's unbelievable.
Outside of Mike Allstott moving to running back, and doing that, he and Troy Hollis or Hillis, the guy that went to Arkansas with Darren McFadden and the Jones guy, and then he ended up getting drafted by the Cleveland Browns. That was on the cover of one of the Madden. I know his last name was Hillis.
See, I was thinking about Warwick Dunn.
Warwick Dunn's a skinny running back.
I know, but that's what I think about when I think about Mike Allstott.
It's like McBride. Let's get back to the game. Picks up a few yards there. Looks like there's a penalty on the play. What we got, R62? There's an encroachment on the defense. Thank you, Big Doe 213. Peyton Hillis is his name.
Mike Allstott had some great years in Tampa. But when I think about him in a running back mate, I think about Warwick Dunn.
But he played running back as well. Although he
did.
He played running back as well. They started using him more than they started using Dunn, and that's why Dunn
They
went to
did. He sure did.
Here is McBride right up the middle. Big hole in the defense of DC. We're going to close down to the fourth quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on the Simulation Football League YouTube network. Put your 4s, your 86, your 68s, and your 12s in the chat. Miss you guys. That was an outstanding run by McBride. Not that she did anything spectacular, but the hole that she received from the O-line.
Again untouched.
Here's Hanzo. Hanzo picks up 5 yards out to Washington's 43, and Carolina is getting first downs after first down, and they're picking up 5+ yards on these carries. And not only that, but they're bleeding the clock also.
It also looked like that DC might have got away with an incidental face mask too.
I saw that little head jerk. Here's the Twins. To the right of Matt South, look like he's giving a blocking assignment to the O-line there. Hand off to McBride. McBride is stood up right at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. Talking about a host of dragons.
If there was ever a time to dial up a deep pass, I would have loved to see it there. They were single safety high. He was sitting in the middle of the field. Both receivers outside the numbers. I would have loved to see Carolina throw the ball deep right there.
Here's Matt South in the shotgun formation. 3-step drop, dumps it off right across the middle of the field to McBride. McBride picks up the first down.
Just got it, too. Just got it.
SFL action on Next Level Sports returns tonight with the Season 19 semifinal rematch between the Arizona Scorpions and the London Knights. Catch all the action on DirecTV channel 623, or for a complete channel guide, visit NLSE.com. Stay tuned for more programming announcement. Next Level Sports gets more. Ike McBride right up the middle, picks up 5 yards.
How many times are we going to see Carolina continue to gas this defense right up the middle, Damon? These defensive tackles have got to stand up.
Yeah, they do. The D tackles of DC really has to clamp down on the inside but you look at the way how Carolina's coming out. They're coming out with tight ends, extra tight ends on the field, and they're basically just manhandling the D line of DC. Hate to say it, but they are.
Yeah, I mean, in order for these linebackers to shine, you got to allow them the opportunity to do so. And until these offensive linemen are no longer allowed the opportunity to get to the next level untouched, that's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's 3rd and 3. 4-3 here for 4-4 for the defense of DC. Power I is the offense. Another big hole for McBride. Picks up the first down.
Man, I don't know what the offensive line for Carolina had for breakfast this morning. Either that or DC's defensive line missed out on breakfast. I don't know, but either way, credit to these guys for getting the job done for Carolina.
Not only that, but did you see Sanzo put on the block that he put on O'Roy? Cleared him out. Here is McBride in the flats. Tackled by a host of Dragons. Riley Hughes on the tackle.
And at this rate, I'm not even throwing a ball to Ike. I'm just going to hand it off to her. And when she gets tired, I'm going to tell her to take one deep breath and try it again.
Here's Sanzo. Sanzo's tackled at the 22, picks up 3.
That time we finally saw a defensive tackle do his job and eat up a double team. 3rd down and 5. Big down for both teams. Triple bunch for the tight end on the out route.
There it is at the top. There's a crossing right across the middle, and it is to Chase Earl with that big catch there for the first down.
Keeps the chains moving again.
They are moving. Shotgun formation here. Doubles right. 2-step drop by Matt Siles. He had a man
Great
open
job.
to the top. He had Heat McBride wide open, but he dumped it off to McBride in the flat across the middle.
And that's where I thought the ball was going, and I was already, crowning him for making that great decision, and he dumped the ball off.
I heard you say good job.
Yeah. Single safety
There's
high.
7 offensive linemen on the line for Carolina. That's the 5 linemen, including the 2 tight ends there. And they're just down to the 4-yard line here, 3rd and 3. Can DC hold up?
DC anticipated that run. They brought free safety John DeSantis down in the box, and it did not matter. They were still productive on 2nd down. Set up in 3rd and 3. Man-to-man defense.
Strong twins. 5-step, 7-step drop. My goodness, he could have marched all the way home on that step back, and he got his tight end, Vince DeSantis.
Vince DeSantis has been involved in this game all game long so far, Damon. Both tight ends for this Carolina offense has. And Vince DeSantis catches, I think that was 50 Z deep outs, Damon. And Vince DeSantis finds himself wide open in that man-to-man defense as Gore cannot keep up with him. And Carolina looking to march into DC. They said on Twitter this week, we want all the smoke. And so far, they have delivered.
They really say they want all the smoke?
They did.
Gotta go back and check that, because you be...
Go check it, man. They said it. Look at that big... Look at the kicker. My goodness.
He didn't miss breakfast.
He didn't miss breakfast. That's a darn sure. He was first in line. You kidding me? He walked up to the defensive tackle ahead of him, moved him aside, and said, "Sir, I was first." You know what the defensive tackle said? "My apologies. Go right ahead."
Hear that. DC coming up on their 9th possession of this game. We'll start this drive at the 22-yard line. APM Music is unraveled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com. Here's some bad synergy. That pass. Oh, he fumbled it, and it's going to be a turnover to Carolina. Oh, this just may cost DC big.
And somewhere in the crowd, someone just started playing that song, We Want All the Smoke, We Want All the Smoke, as they forced the fumble and recovery on the first play of this drive by DC. Carolina looking to come in here and shock SFL Nation.
And on that recovery was Chevron Prasad.
Oh, they're going to challenge it.
They're going to challenge it too.
No, that's a fumble, Damon.
This is a fumble. I agree with you, Eddie Gage, because on the reception, the tight end spins.
That's a clear fumble.
Backwards. It catches it and then tries a football move with a spin move here. Watch this here. There's the catch. There's the spin move.
Challenging something else, Damon. That's a clear fumble.
They have to be challenging something else because they probably the spot of the ball, maybe.
After review, the play stands. The receiver did not have possession of the ball.
Yeah, and that's going to be a wasted timeout here in a critical junction of this game in the second half.
Yeah, sure is. So DC can still hold Carolina to 3 points here, which will still make it a 1-point game.
BJ Loves in the chat said, here comes the moment where it's time to screw Carolina.
Oh, man. Here is Matt South, shotgun, two-step drive, dumps it out to McBride, but it's going to be incomplete, overthrown the halfback.
Very unfortunate as there was no one open deep, and I'm not sure what was up with that throw by Matt South. Second and 10. Split wing jokers.
27, give it to the fullback. Santos hit at the 23. 5-yard pickup there for the fullback. That's going to give him 61 yards on the day.
Damon, I'm sitting here looking at these plays, and offensive linemen are repeatedly getting out to the second level and blocking these linebackers. These defensive tackles have got to stand up for DC.
Here's Matt South going across the middle. That pass is intercepted, and BJ Levis just may be right.
Oh, what a time. You do not need that. DC brought a defender down into the box again to take away the hitch route. That was the only route they had a receiver running short. They took it away, forced Matt South to look elsewhere. He made an ill-advised decision, hit the panic button, and oh my goodness, Carolina, Harish Prasad and his coaching staff just cannot believe Matt South just made that decision.
And I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat is probably ticked off at BJ Loveless for what he posted, and you reading it off at the same time. So there's blocking for Say. Say is hitting the backfield with a 3-yard loss. DC's going to go no huddle. Go with the same play. Hand off to Say. Why not?
3rd down and 8, Damon.
I think you want to pass on this one. He's not going to get there.
Now, Damon, DC burned a timeout. It's 4th down and 6 on your own 19-yard line. I know you got 2 timeouts left, but if I'm DC, I'm kicking this ball away and trying to play defense.
I agree with you. I punt it away, allow my defense to basically, try to get us the ball back, as we saw in the last possession of Carolina as they threw the interception to Vasquez.
Carolina's going to get great starting field position. Mm. 3:58 left. DC has 2 timeouts. Carolina has a run game that throughout this second half has not been stopped. It hasn't been flashy, hasn't been, dynamic with big runs, but it's been effective and kept it ahead of the chains. Let's see if they rely on it here to try to close the show.
Here's Matt South underneath the center. Handoff hit to McBride. McBride, after that big block, that was bumbled up there, and she bounced it outside, picks up 9.5.
Did you see her look for contact on DeSantis? Watch here on the replay, Damon. She could have easily scampered to her left and she actually went and targeted DeSantis on this run. Watch this.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. She wanted the smoke.
But DeSantis won that one. I'm sorry.
He did. He got her down. But she could have picked up the first down, but she made a business decision to try to add him to the highlight reel.
She was trying to initiate, let her know.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem here. Carolina is in the chat.
Up all this clock.
Bleed clock. And McBride, no, Sanzo stood up. Wow. Great defensive line play there. Not only by the D-line Fuentes, but from the linebacker. I want to say it was 54, Oroic as well, I saw on the play.
And DC was actually defending that, anticipating a run to the outside. Very fortunate. Big third down, Damon.
It's a very big third down, and I can't see nowhere for Carolina to go but up the middle or a swing pass, a screen pass here.
Looking at all this clock.
They give it to McBride. McBride picks up the first down. 2:42 left. And she's super excited. And she's over 100 yards on the day.
The only thing I do not like about that decision was they hiked it with about 11 seconds to go. Had they waited just a bit, they could have milked this down to the 2-minute warning, but now they have to snap it.
Yeah. Come on, same formation. There's a big hole right there in the middle of the linebackers, Gage.
Looking all the clock.
Go weak ISO to McBride. Picks up 4.
Picks up 4. DC had a chance to bring him down at the line of scrimmage, but was unable to do so. 2-minute warning.
That's the 2-minute warning. You watching Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on the SFL YouTube network.
DeMar, in this second half, Carolina is 7 of 9 converting third downs.
Here's McBride again. McBride is stood up right at the line of scrimmage, and DC is going to call their second timeout.
And that time, DC did a great job with their interior linemen, funneling the traffic towards them, getting actually doubled up, leaving those linebackers with no one in front of them, and they finally get a chance to do their job and to set up a big 3rd down and 5, biggest of the game. DC cannot afford a 3rd down conversion here with only 1 timeout left.
Carolina is not in field goal range just yet.
No, they are not.
Hand off here to Sanzo, and now they are.
And DC going to burn their last timeout. Carolina runs for that 1st down. They get up. Hanzo does. Looks out to the crowd. Everyone's disappointed, throwing beer in the field. He doesn't give a darn. He wakes up, looks at him and says, thanks for coming, good night, and drive home safely, because Carolina is going to move into 3-2 into this division, and they're looking to make a statement that the Carolina Skyhawks are back for season 20.
Well, Eddie Gage, pump your brakes there, my friend. There's still 1 minute and 53 seconds left on this clock.
There's no timeouts, bro. This game is over.
Okay, you're right. There's no more timeouts. On that note, hey, don't leave the stream without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out content from teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'ems, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit thesimulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon on the menu. The SFL community, 2,000 strong, will see you there.
The DC Dragons absolutely dismantled the Alamo City artillery just last week, DeMond. Their offense was unstoppable. They couldn't get them off the field. But today, Carolina, they did not follow that same script. They believed in themselves, and they found a way to get the job done.
And this is going to be a great start to Carolina's season 20. Going 3-1. DC's going to fall to 2-3.
Mm. Great game plan by Carolina, Damon.
It is. I mean, it's crazy how it's not normal to see but either two teams come out and play the 4-4 as
Yeah.
their base run stopping defense. We saw that from both teams tonight. But we have to say that we saw a better Carolina play that style of defense tonight than we did from DC, because DC could not stop Carolina going up the middle of the field. And that was
Could
the
not.
bread and butter for the offense of Carolina. Run the ball right up the middle at the heart of this defense, get to the second level, because that middle of the field was wide open all game long.
We talked about it in the second half. Carolina was 8 of 11 converting those short third down situations, kept the defense off the field, limited the opportunities of Sebastian Synergy and this DC offense, and as a result, they marched into DC. Damon, who you got, community, in SFL Discord had DC well ahead, 60-28, but Carolina did not get the memo. They came in here with a game plan. They stuck to it. In the second half, it worked to perfection, and they come out of here with a tough win on the road.
Yeah, you mentioned something about third down. For DC, anytime you only convert 4 of 9 on third down, that's can hinder any ball club. Not having a high percentage on third down, to me, I feel that winning third down in any game is a plus. But this right here, that fumble, fumble basically gave Carolina the momentum and the turn of the tape, because they had just scored on a field goal, and then they come back. No, not a field goal. My apologies. The touchdown to the second tight end.
Yeah.
They score there, and they get that fumble on the assuming possession from DC. That momentum clicked. Offense started doing what they needed to do as far as milking that clock, and defense stood stand on DC's next possession when DC tried to go to the no huddle, and they ran the ball 3 times in a row.
Defensive tackle Phil Hogg is the player of the game on us. How often did that happen with 3 sacks and 6 tackles?
You don't see a DT get the play of the game much here in the SFL. This is an offense league, and to see a defensive player get the play of the game, kudos to you, young man. Hey, everybody, I'm your play-by-play commentator today, Damon Simeon, alongside my good buddy
Eddie Gage.
Eddie Gage. Say goodbye to the people.
SFL Nation, I love y'all. Arizona, we got a big game today against London. I'm kind of nervous about it. We're going to see how it plays out, y'all. But that's it. That's all. Thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safely, y'all, because we out. Peace.
See you when we see you. Peace.